All right, so this is the Exodus document I've created. I'm going to walk you through very quickly. So the first thing you have to set in here is how much money do you have in your account right now. So let's say you've got a little early stage funding of 50,000 euros and your burn rate is a pessimistic 10,000 bucks. So next up, you add a few numbers on your recent early stage customers. Let's say you got 12 customers 2 months ago, 22 last month, and you had 42 this month. So old customers left you. This is basically to calculate the churn. So here you just add whatever amount of customers left your company. Paying customers, that's very important, in the last 3 months. Then you add your current MRR. As you're very early, we add 2,500 euros. Your cost of goods sold, that's an important number. These are just the costs that relate to the MRR. So the 10,000 euros up here are everything combined. So including, let's say, you and your co-founder pay each other 4,000 bucks out, and then there are some additional costs like server costs, marketing, etc. In that case, let's say you have cost for servers and support of about 500 euros for the customers that bring you those 2,500 euros. And the last cost point is the customer acquisition spending. So for every new customer, you basically have to spend some money to get them, right? So these are customer facing personnel for marketing and sales campaigns, marketing and sales tools, yada yada, and so on. So let's say you spend 1,500 euros a month on Google Ads. Now, with those data points entered, the whole system creates a few things on its own. So first of all, we now know that your average revenue per account is 59 euros. This means per month you make 59 euros with each customer you have. About 5 customers leave you every month. This corresponds to about 11.9% of customer churn rate. With that, 297 euros off your MRR churn every month. New customers are 15, which is quite cool. There's a few monthly ones of this month at least. Your customer lifetime rate is 8.4. This means your average customer stays with you for 8.4 months. Your customer lifetime value, which is basically the average lifetime multiplied by the average revenue per account, is 500 euros. And your customer acquisition cost, so the amount of money you spend to make new customers, so 1,500 for 15 new customers, is 100 euros. So your average customer costs you 100 euros and then makes you 500 euros for you in revenue. Your gross margin is 80%. So you basically just have 20% costs deducted from every dollar or euro you make. And the months to recover your customer acquisition cost are 2.1 months. So after 2 months, your customers really create revenue for you. Your customer acquisition cost to lifetime value ratio is an important number. It shows you how much you basically pay for a customer and how long that customer then stays with you. So the ratio, any ratio higher than 1 to 3 is already a good sign, but it all depends very much on the industry you are in and so on. And it can be very different for each individual industry. So you have to Google whatever normal CAC to LTV ratio makes sense for you. With those data points entered, you then have this beautiful Exodus page that has one very pessimistic look at your future and one very optimistic. The pessimistic one is entered automatically, so you have a linear MRR that just calculates in the churn rate and deducts more and more users from your product every month. You have a burn rate that gets higher and higher based on the MRR that you lose. And that corresponds to the cash in your bank. So in about 4.9 months, you will run out of money, and therefore in May 2022, if you start with this calculation in December, you will basically be dead. So that's your current situation, but you can do something about it. So for example, let's say this month in January, you worked like crazy and you made 2,500 euros. Okay, that wasn't enough. Let's say you made 5,000. Look at that. You've won another month of runway, which is awesome. But you can also do other things. Let's say an investor comes in and gives you another 10,000 euros. Wow, look at this. You've won another month. Now, let's say this month, instead of 8,000, you actually have spent a little bit more. So you spent 12,000 euros. Boom. The whole system changes again. And up here is a little reminder that tries to urge you and then to get your attention and have you act as fast as possible. But of course, you should already in December start working on improving your runway. But there is no doubt that 3 months before you run out of cash is the moment where you really need to set some drastic measures. So let's say you and your co-founder slice your payout, your salary in half, and you cut down on server costs and on some spending, and boom, look at this, you moved the wall of death again more to the right. So these are all great measures to affect your demise and the runway of your company. And all these things together, all of those areas, basically row 5 to 7 and 10, are great ways to kind of improve on your future and on the future of your company. Now, on the optimism side, you can basically add some data from your business plan. It's just your projected revenue, some investment you calculate with. So let's say you don't have any investment, well, then you would be, even in your optimistic calculation, you would be dead quite soon. But if you get 500,000 euros here, you can show that you will be break even by July 2023, which I'm sure is a great sign for any investor. Of course, you need to work maybe a little bit on your projected revenue and on your projected costs. And then you will see your accumulated projections, your pseudo cash in bank, and so on and so forth. This down here does not, replace your basic business plan. You need to add a bit more finesse to that, but it's good enough to, answer a few questions by an investor. And this, in combination with your KPIs over here, is quite a solid early stage tool set to show your investor that you know what you're doing. And at the same time, you have this beautiful juxtaposition with a very pessimistic outlook, both collected on one side. So that's why I think it's a very elegant way of approaching maybe your very top-down view at your company. But yeah, maybe it's can steer you into the right direction. Also, you can of course add another table and just make a more sophisticated calculation, then have your output flow into these numbers here. And you can even maybe create an import for real MRR data, and have these fields up here fill up with every month. You get your Stripe payouts and so on. But yeah, it's a cool starting point. I would love to hear your feedback, and maybe you have some other ideas on how to improve on this. Maybe I've made some mistakes in setting this up, so please let me know about that as well. Um, this is basically it. I hope you have a good time planning out your company's future, and I wish you all the best in whatever you plan to create. So have a great day. Thanks.